G'day guys, welcome to my RXY's Victor video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about NRL Round 1 recap preview for 2021 guys, so let's get started. So the first match of this game, we see the Storm going up against the Rabbitohs now. In this match, what I can tell about this game, I did think that the Rabbitohs played really well in that first half. But then, I would think in the second half they were just shocking, terrible, and they weren't playing as great footy as they usually do. They were fighting up against the Melbourne Storm, but they weren't getting as much structure as they usually do. And in my opinion about this game, the Rabbitohs are a really good team. They've got really good players and their structure too. But going up against this Melbourne Storm side, which that means Cameron Smith has retired, and number 9 would have been Brandon Smith replacing him anyway, which would be really determined about this game. There wouldn't be any controversial knock-ons, controversial complaining about the referees and stuff like that, but I have a gut feeling this game it was a real good match, and it was 26 points to 18 in that game, and I had to believe that I knew that the Melbourne Storm were going to win this game for sure, and they obviously did anyway. So let's have a look at the Melbourne Storm's tries anyway. So what we have here is Cameron Munster, Justin Olam and Ryan Papenhuyzen that scored 2 tries. And the Rabbitohs tries, what we have here is Alex Johnston that scored 2 tries, and Latrell Mitchell. And my player of the game went to number 1 from the Melbourne Storm, Ryan Papenhuyzen. I thought he had a wonderful game out there, really stepped up in that first half and second half, which he improved really well in that match, and I had a gut feeling that he would have scored a couple of tries, and he obviously did. So well done from him, and well done from the Melbourne Storm for making a really good win against the Rabbitohs anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Newcastle Knights going up against the Bulldogs. Now, 32 points to 16 the scoreline was, and the scoreline really the result of that match. And I had a gut feeling that the Bulldogs weren't going to turn up in this game. And in my opinion though, I had a gut feeling in this match that the Bulldogs didn't really turn up in this game. But the structure, defense and attack, they were obviously getting up to that speed of their attack, and they obviously did. But in my opinion in this game, the Bulldogs were really quite good. They were okay in the first half, but in the second half it was obviously for the Newcastle Knights that were firing up in this game, and I had a gut feeling in this match that the Newcastle Knights were going to step up in that game to score tries, and they obviously did. So let's have a look at the Newcastle Knights tries. So what we have here is Daniel Saifiti that scored 2 tries, Stafford Toa, Mitch Barnett and Brandon Best. And what we have here for the Bulldogs tries, so what we have here is Dylan Watene-Selesniak that scored 2 tries, and Adam Elliott. And my player of the game for this game went to, I think, this number 4 side from the Newcastle Knights. He was just absolutely excellent, which I thought he had a wonderful game and really stepped up in that match and took it to a really good win in that game. Bradman Best, I had a gut feeling about him. He was going to be really great out there. That really stepped up for the Newcastle Knights, and he honestly took a really good job to make it a really good win out there, what I think he did best. But yeah, well done from the Newcastle Knights for making a really good win, 32 points to 16 against the Bulldogs anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Broncos going up against my Parramatta Eels. Now, in this game, 24 points to 16, I was watching this game, and absolutely shocking by the Eels that the first half that they didn't really execute very well. It was all Broncos, and they had the Broncos, the Broncos really had it in the first half, and they were absolutely excellent. making a really good win. Well, basically a win at the moment. But then the second half, which I didn't think that the Parramatta Eels were going to win at this game. And I thought to myself, was this going to be a Broncos win? Or was this going to be a Parramatta Eels win? And this was really surprising for this team that just took it away for this game to make it a really good win in that match. I had a gut feeling that the Parramatta Eels were going to win, and they obviously did, 24-16 for that scoreline. But let's have a look at the Broncos' tries. So what we have here is David Mead and Xavier Coates that scored 2 tries. I think, sorry. My apologies. David Mead and Xavier Coates. Xavier Coates scored 2 tries in that match. I didn't write that down, sorry. Do apologise about that. But let's have a look at the Parramatta Eels tries. So what we have here is Reid Marnie, Clint Gutherson, Blake Ferguson and Junior Paulo. And my player of the game went to number 9 from the Parramatta Eels. I just had guts that he was going to play really well in that game. And he obviously did. And that was number 9 from the Parramatta Eels, Reid Marnie. I think he had a wonderful game out there. Scored a try for his club and he had a wonderful match. Wonderful game out there, and I thought, he really took it home for a really good win. But well done from the Parramatta Eels for making a really good win against the Broncos anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Warriors going up against the Titans. Now, I thought to myself that the Titans were going to make a really good effort, but unfortunately they didn't. But this game was pretty alright, and usually the Titans are a really good team, because they've got a really good side, they've got really good players, and AJ Brimson, Corey Thompson, Mawaki Fotawaka, Tina Fasol Malawi, and other players, but I knew I had a gut feeling that the Titans weren't going to win, but it was a really hard decision to basically make a really good effort by these two clubs if they want to win the game anyway. But it was 19 points to 6, and I'm not sure who basically kicked the field goal for that match anyway. I'm not too sure if it was 18 points to 6, but I do believe it was basically 19 to 6 for that scoreline. So let's have a look at the Warriors try. So what we have here is Bailey Sirenen, Lisa Armour, and Cody Nikarima. The only try from the Gold Coast Titans anyway was Corey Thompson from the Gold Coast Titans. I thought he had a wonderful game and he really stepped up in that match, but didn't really get the job done, unfortunately. But the Warriors, though, they were holding back the Titans to make a really good effort for them basically to win a game of football, and they obviously did. And in my opinion about this match, usually the Warriors don't make an effort, and it's hard to believe that they are really a good team. But unfortunately, though, Yohan Aiken is injured, so he will be out for a couple of weeks or months due to that ankle injury. Just got a word, bit of a rumour came out that he obviously got injured. So it will be a bit hard for the Warriors to find centre for him. But I heard that Adam Pompey will be in for him. But my player of the game was number 7, if I believe. I think number 7 or number 6, Cody Nikarima. I thought he had a really good game out there and really stepped up for the Warriors. But well done from the Warriors for making a really good win against the Titans anyway. The next game of this match, we see the Roosters going up against the Manly Sea Eagles. Now, this match was absolutely firing up game, and I didn't really thought, in my opinion, that the Manly Sea Eagles weren't going to be a really good team to step up. But unfortunately, though, they weren't. They were really a good team, but without Tom Trbojevic, things are going to be real hard for them, and it's going to be struggling for them. but it was 46 points to 4, and it was really high scoring game for this match, which I didn't think it was going to be a high scoring game. I thought, in my opinion, that the Manly Sea Eagles were going to be putting pressure on the Roosters, but unfortunately, though, the Roosters really stepped up in this game and basically thrashed the Manly Sea Eagles in this game. Which, in my opinion, I thought to myself that the Manly Sea Eagles are a really good team that doesn't really execute very well for the Manly Sea Eagles, and it's just like shocking to see Manly Sea Eagles scoreless in that game. But in my opinion about this game, the Roosters were absolutely phenomenal in that match. But yeah, a really wonderful job by the Roosters. But let's have a look at the tries. So what we have here by the Roosters is James Tedesco that scored 3 tries, Satili Tupanua, Brett Morris that scored 3 tries, Angus Crichton and Josh Morris. And the only try that basically scored for the Manly Sea Eagles was Ruben Garrick. And my player of the game went to number 5 from the Roosters that scored 3 tries in that game, Brett Morris. The next game of that match, we see the Panthers going up against the Cowboys. Now, I had a gut feeling in this game that the Cowboys weren't going to step up in that match. And they are really struggling in this game. And this is another team like the Manly Sea Eagles that they are struggling so much. And I had a gut feeling in this game that the Cowboys weren't going to get the job done, unfortunately. And apparently I heard about this. Todd Payton is really disappointed at Jason Tamalolo for, he's basically disappointed at him for not making a really good effort in that game. And unfortunately, though, in this game, that he didn't make an effort, unfortunately. But the Panthers, really well done by the Panthers, and I thought to myself in this game, the Panthers were going to be really on top of their form, and they are. And they are a really good team, and they just, sometimes they lack maturity, but that's how the way you want to play football right in that game, and obviously for the season for their club. But it was obviously 24 points to 0, and yeah, absolutely great job by the Panthers. That really made a really good effort in that game. But let's have a look at the Panthers tries. So what we have here is Kurt Capewell, Dylan Edwards, Brian To'o, and Isaiah Yeo. And my player of the game in this match went to number 7 from the Panthers, Nathan Cleary. I thought he had a really good game out there. I know that a lot of people would have think that it would have been someone else, but in my opinion, Nathan Cleary, from my state of my opinion, I think he had a really wonderful match out there and really stepped up for their side. But yeah, well done from the Panthers for making a really good effort against the Cowboys anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Raiders going up against the West Tigers. Now, in my opinion about this game, it was pretty on top of their form, the West Tigers. They were really structured in that team that basically were on top of their form in the first half in that game. 30 points to 12 for that scoreline, and absolutely average game of football this game was. But in my opinion about this match, I knew for a fact that the Raiders were going to be real hard to beat, and they obviously won this game by a long shot. And the West Tigers, they are, let's just say, 50% they are a really good team, and the other 50% they struggle, and they are really shocking. But I knew I had a gut feeling that in this game, the West Tigers weren't going to be structured in that game. And for the second half, it was basically Raiders all over the West Tigers. So I knew I had a gut feeling about this match that the Raiders were going to be winning against the West Tigers. But let's have a look at the Raiders' tries anyway. So what we have here is Jordan Rapana that scored 2 tries, Ryan James, Hudson Young, and Chance Nickel Clockstad. Let's have a look at the West Tigers try. So what we have here is Jacob Little and David Nofaluma. And the player of the game who I think he had a really good game in this match was Josh Hodgson. I think he had a really good match. I didn't think that he was going to be really on top of his form, but he didn't didn't disappoint me. So I had a gut feeling that he was going to be really on top of his form to lead the Raiders to make a really good job against the West Tigers anyway. And yeah, well done from the Raiders for making a really good effort against the West Tigers anyway. And last but certainly not least, we see the Dragons going up against the Sharks. Now, okay, a lot of people would have been real disappointed, and this game wasn't for the Dragons, and apparently I heard a lot of things about the Sharks that the Dragons got robbed, apparently, but that's not to this stage. And if you want to play football right, you've got to play football right. And it doesn't mean that just because the Dragons weren't playing as good, it doesn't mean that they got robbed. But I keep hearing a lot of things about them that they got robbed apparently, which they didn't. But it was 32 points to 18 in that game, and well done from the Sharks for making a really good win anyway. And in my opinion about this match, the Sharks were just on top of their form, and I knew for a fact that they would be on top of their form. So in my opinion about this match, I knew for a fact that the Sharks were going to win, and they also did. But Jesse Ramian is out of the squad due to the suspension on the high shot on Matt Duffy. And that would lead him, I think, a couple of months or a couple of weeks out due to that suspension anyway. But let's have a look at the Dragons' tries anyways. What we have here is Adam Clune, Matt Duffy, and Michaeli Ravalawa. And let's have a look at the Sharks' tries. What we have here is Josh Dugan, William Kennedy, Ronaldo Mulatalo, and Aaron Woods. And my player of the game went to number 5 from the Cronulla Sharks. I thought he had a really good game out there, and I just thought he stepped up. Ronaldo Mulatalo. Thanks so much for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. We're doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take care, guys. Stay safe and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 200 subscribers. We're sitting on 198 anyway, so let's get up to that. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.